One of the biggest mistakes I see podcasters make is picking a podcast category that is far too broad. There are so many marketing podcasts, for example, that if you just start a general marketing podcast, it's going to be a lot harder to gain traction if you're not already famous or you're a big company. But if you're just like a normal person that does marketing, it's going to be very difficult if you just start a marketing podcast. So what I recommend is you start a podcast that's far more specific. Let's say you really love web design. Start a web design podcast and maybe get even more specific. A web design podcast for founders of companies, a web design podcast for B2B companies, a web design company for insert whatever niche. And then you do that, and it's far easier to get guests and listeners because it's very more targeted than trying to compete with like the big marketing podcast. And you're going to find a lot more success this way.